brainstorming. Yes, good afternoon, viewers. This is me, Rakesh Kumar Jha. I am the Managing Director of Discourse Academy, Delhi, and I am going to discuss with Mr. Lal Goyal. It's going to be a discussion, brainstorming session on, the civil services aspirants. Mr. Lal Goyal is a very renowned personality in our society, in our country. He is the chairman of GAN, also the chairman of Organ Donation India Foundation, and chief promoter of Pandit Health Resort and Spa, Modibitri, Mangaluru. So he is having a lot of positions in the society. Tirelessly, he is doing a great job, and frequently he has been daily talk shows on his channels and everything he's doing across the time every time. So it is really privileged, dear students, that we are having Mr. Lal Goyal sir. He is having a seasoned commentator also. I have found that in the mainstream media, where you can see a lot of people who are discussing on different topics and aspects, but Mr. Lal Goyal has categorically and very analytically, he has conducted, I think, more than 1,000 talk shows, if I am not wrong, Mr. Lal Goyal, sir. So I welcome to the talk show. This is success talk, I can call it, and a lot of the students would be benefited, particularly the Discourse Academy, Delhi students would be benefited by this talk show and other students as well. So let's have this gem with us. And I welcome, sir, Mr. Lal Goyal, sir. I welcome to this talk show, Success Talk, brainstorming talks to you. And please acknowledge to my students also, and blessings to my students who are going to appear, in the mains examination that will be starting from 8th January 21. So uh, this is all about him, and introduction is very tough of a person like him because he has done a lot of social works also, in the charity works also, a lot of things, and I really welcome from core of my heart, sir. So
Thank, thank you very much, Mr. Jha,
thank you,
for
sir.
giving my introduction in such a detail. Although I am not deserving for that.
Sir,
Yes, please.
sir, no, you deserve, sir, and that's why I have given such a thing, and I was not having a lot of things and all. But once again, now let's just start the formal discussion, sir. That that civil services is the main steel pillar of this nation, and since our independence, and even I can say before independence also, it was something like that, and it is really a tough challenge for the students also to get into civil services across the nation. Most of the vibrant and intelligent youths are aspiring every year. And so, more than 10 lakhs students, 1 million students, and particularly they are from different regions, different universities, top most universities. They are from, IIT and IIM, and some of them AIMS from also. So they all are aspiring to be the part of civil services. Why? Because it gives an opportunity to the student to serve the nation in a multifaceted way. It is not the one direction. It is not the expert of one field, that like in a medical field or in engineering field or in journalism field, in scientific field. It gives you a kind of multifaceted, multi-dimensional works that you cater, when you will be posted as a district magistrate or as a superintendent of police in some district, in some part of the country, and then you will get at the higher level to command all these positions. So, sir, this is such a prestigious job, and it is also known as the mother of all examinations. Mother of all examinations, because in the GS paper, when you look at, there are 4 papers in which you have to study more than 10 dimensional topics, be it geography, history, political science, economy, everything. That is there. In fact, the course is designed such a way that an administrator has to look upon all these things and the good governance can be delivered. I think this is the basic parameter in the UPSC section. And that's why even if a lot of times, the syllabus has been revised, but still the core value is same. Besides, it gives you an opportunity just by paying 100 rupees to become an IS officer. There is no too much fee that any Indian citizen who has qualified graduation with a minimum degree, even in the 3rd class degree, you can apply to become a civil servant. I mean, there are 27 types of jobs out there. So I feel it is really a great thing, great opportunity for all Indian citizens. And that is the philosophy of the Constitution, equal opportunities for all. None can be deprived of this equal opportunity that describes under Article 16. So what I feel, sir, that what do you think that, this is really a great opportunity for the young generations to serve the country? And what are the basic things that you suggest for the students as well as parents, that what can be the right way, on what way, in which manner they can do the things? I think you are a very seasoned person, so please throw light on these things in very detail, sir. We are blessed to have with you, sir. Thank you, sir. Please, sir.
Good afternoon, Mr. Jha. Good afternoon to all the viewers of Global TV who are watching this program live. When Mr. Jha invited me for this brainstorming, my first reaction was, Mr. Jha, I sits on the other side of the table and you wants me to sit on the other side. Because I host my program, Media Conference with Lal Goyal, every day at 10:30 a.m. But he says, no, we want your views and we can discuss something which will be beneficial for the students or the parents. Now, when you talk about the civil service, and you have given the civil service, how attractive it is, how powerful it is, how much responsibility the civil service is, and how much tough it is to get in the civil service. One thing is very clear: with bad laws and good civil servants, it is still possible to govern. But with bad civil servants, even the best laws can't help. So it means the person who is going to be a civil servant must be a good. Now, what is the definition of good? In my opinion, the good person is not, you can't make a person good. It's a inbuilt thing. It's from the very beginning. And then, as you have asked, what about the parents? Yes, the coaching or the class starts from the very beginning by the parents. And that is the value education. The aim of education is the knowledge, not of facts, but of the value. And that is the first guru or the teacher are no one else except the parents. Now, how? And when we talk about the civil service, because as everybody knows, civil service is most attractive services in India because it is having powers. Everybody feel, as you have mentioned about the DM or DC or the SP of a district, they see the glamour, they see the power because they have the control of the entire district. The DM or the SP is like a guardian of the district. But it is not only the power, it is the responsibility. Now, once you understand that there is a responsibility, then power is not to beat somebody. Power is not to enjoy, to show the power. Yes, if you are doing your work with full responsibility, definitely the people will respect you. But for that, you must have the value education. Now, my opinion, as Mr. Jha wants my some views, my opinion is that the education starts from the childhood. the parents' responsibility to see what is the good for the child. But for that, they have to give the exposure to a child for all subjects, all the opportunities which are knocking nowadays, which are available, be a doctor, be an engineer, be a management service, be a technician, be a lecturer or the teaching job, anything, even a IT professional or a designer. See the interest of the child. Where, but before you have, the parent has a responsibility to give the positive vibes to the child, show the positive sides of all the opportunities, and assess the interest. If the parent feel that their interest is in particular field, then only pressurize. So first thing, the parent should not go that my child should become DM or SP or IAS, IPS or IRS or any allied service. They must give full opportunity, number one. Number two, if they feel, yes, the child can go for the civil services, the first thing is that the child should be, after when the child becomes eighth or he comes after, or say fifth or sixth standard, start creating the habit of reading, because reading is very, very important if you want to go for civil service. So this is the responsibility of the parents, how they create the habit of reading. And that is possible initially with some storybooks, valued storybooks of our culture. Then gradually see to it that the child will start reading newspaper. Wherever if child is having interest in sports, let him or her read the sports section. And the parent should pretend that he is not knowing anything and try to ask the question. Like, I will give you a simple thing. I'm just telling to the parents, although they are all the parents are the gurus, so they know better, but still. Suppose they are sitting, and if parent knows that today Mr. Virat Kohli is our captain, he will just say, do you this today's our captain Ajruddin has not played well. If the child has read the newspaper, he knows that Ajruddin is not that, he will immediate, or she will immediately correct the parent, father or mother. No, Virat Kohli is the captain. It will give a curiosity factor to a child. Tomorrow again. So once you will start repeating, then the child will start learning to update the knowledge, his or her knowledge, by reading newspaper. Once this thing will start in the child, again I will say, then the language. Today in India, we are a multilingual society or the country. But the problem which we face, because once you enter in the civil service, one can be posted anywhere in India. You have to learn, as per the civil service laws, the local language within a given time, where they will send you to that academy in that state, and there you have to learn the local language of that state where you have to serve. But you have to learn, you must have full knowledge of English also, apart from your mother tongue. Now, to learn English, because in India, if we will see, we will find the majority of schools and colleges are the regional languages or the mother tongues, where they are education is imparting in that language. So it means you have to see to it that your child should also get the English knowledge. That is possible if you allow them to read newspaper, English newspaper, and even good English newspaper, which is giving a balanced view. And in that also, my suggestion is, ask the child to read editorial. Once he or she is in, say, 10th standard or 11th standard, editorial, and then try to discuss, try to give some points. Make your son or daughter as your friend, treat them, discuss with them. You might be knowing better than your son or daughter, but pretend that your knowledge is less. See to it that they will try to beat you, and they will feel that type of good feeling, the satisfaction, the pursuit to happiness, that I have more knowledge. Let it be. Give them that encouragement. Once the child will have that feeling, he or she will start liking reading editorial. As we know that editorial is not that attractive. It's not having that masala, that type of things which we are reading in the newspapers, headlines. Yes, the student has to have the full knowledge, because as Mr. Jha, you have mentioned that today the GD papers, which is having an entire thing, whether it's politics, whether it is economics, whether it's medical, history, geography, everything. For that, to study that at a once you are doing the after graduation is tough. It's not impossible, but why not make an habit? Once you have done your high school or 10th standard, you can start reading the editorials. Then next, I will suggest the parents to create the curiosity for listening, watching. Now the TVs are there. The English commentary of sports, because, and good commentators, because the speech, the how they are speaking, it improves the vocabulary of the student. It improves the way of speaking, because everybody knows in India, like we have a cricket, we consider the cricket as a game where we all are after that. But try to understand, if we will put them on a commentary where the English commentary is there, definitely it improves the English. It improves the how one has to speak. As well as presidential address. It is very, very important. If you see, the President of India address the nation twice, minimum 2 times. Also, they address when the parliament sessions start. So 3 or 4 times is the occasion when the President of India speaks. He's above politics. If you ask your child to watch that, if not, then read it, because it's available on the net, or the text comes in the newspaper. Ask him or her to read. It gives you the knowledge not only of the political scenario, but everything about the economy, about the country's condition, the foreign policies, many, many things which otherwise is missing in day-to-day news. Because news nowadays, as you know very well, today's media is in good, I will not say it's bad, but media, because of their race for the TRPs, they are only concentrating which is a thing which is attractive for the viewers. But they forget that there is a cultural invasion which they are doing. They have a responsibility for the future of the nation, that is the youth. And this youth, if we want to make them for the civil services, we must provide them that type of culture, that type of knowledge. And that is only possible is in such type of courses or such types of speeches which our President of India gives. I am not saying about any other speeches. Yes, they are free to listen to them, but they must. Like I will tell you today, Mr. Jha, or all my viewers knows that today the President-elect in US, Mr. Biden, has given his speech. Even Vice President-elect Ms. Kamala Harris gave that speech. If you heard that speech, the way they spoke, the confidence level, the selection of the words, this makes a difference. How they have shown their patriotism, how they have shown their love to the people, how they have shown the inclusiveness. This is what a civil servant requires today. You require inclusiveness. For you, once you are sitting on a chair of any administrative post, for you, every citizen or every person of that district or the state or the country is like your own ward, your son or daughter. You are the guardian. So for that, you have to treat them accordingly. That is, then I will say you require politeness, you require honesty, you require truthfulness. That is possible if you think that if I am going to go for that power, I must imbibe myself, that I must have all these qualities in me. Because today, the things have changed. Even if you see our previous history, we have very, very good civil servants. We have scores. Rather, I can say proudly that today what we are in last 70 years, it is the hard work, it is the blood and the sweat of the civil servants. Politicians, yes, they are coming, going, but civil servants, the bureaucracy, they are running the country. Definitely, executive or the power, what they have, they are enjoying. But for that, the main thing is the responsibility. And that honesty, truthfulness is required. And for that, you don't require any lesson. You require basically your own feelings, what you are seeing in the society. So I suggest, please don't see the negative sides only in the society, because media is hyping negative side. But you have to see, after all, very few are exceptional, where if suppose some raid is taking place on a bureaucrat, media has right to highlight it. But see to it, how many others? 99.99% bureaucrats are honest. That's why our country, if we are breathing today in the democracy, because of them. If we are getting infrastructure, electricity, internet, roads, who is providing us? This is bureaucracy. Whether they are IAS, IPS, or IFS, or IRS, or any allied services, they are the main bone of our country. So that is a responsibility. If you have this thing in your mind, then only please go for these services. As Mr. Jha mentioned, about 10 lakhs or 1 million people are applying for this. Yes, but selection after the prelims, then final, and after the interview, only approximately 1,000, 900, 1,000, 1,200, like that. Why? Because country requires the selected, the best people. And for that, one can very well go. It is not that they cannot. So I will like to now that Mr. Jha should interact, because I have taken a lot of time. But what I say is only one thing I can say, that from the childhood till the time you are going to appear in the exam, preliminary exam, before that, you must have the value education in yourself, your values, your honesty, confidence, truthfulness, as well as the knowledge of all the things which will definitely come from the circumstances what you are seeing in your society. But try to adopt good things. I will just add one thing more, Mr. Jha. I still say one thing, like people say the glass is half empty, some says half full. My perception is, my take is, no, there is a scope where we can fill it more. There is a space. So please try to fill up that. If you want to be a civil servant, you might be having 3/4 of the glass knowledge. So 1/4 is still empty. Even 10% is empty. You have to fill it up. For that we can discuss in the next round. Yes, Mr. Jha, please.
Yeah. Yeah, so very, very, prominently, Mr. Goyal has pointed out all these things, particularly in the language, that how you have to imbibe the language. Definitely, Mr. Goyal, that any student or the bureaucrat is going to the particular state, he has to learn that particular language, either in the Northeast or in the South. That is the protocol of the selection process also. And besides, also, you have rightly said parents' role, because, teach, educate, and the parents also, because parents are the pivotal role they have to play while they start all these things during the school days and college days. So sometimes and most of the times it matters a lot. So you have also rightly said, and particularly regarding the language, that how anyone can learn, and as you have pointed out, the president election. So I can also say that students should go for All India Radio talk shows, where I am blessed to have that. I also discuss with the dignitaries at All India Radio, and this is Lok Sabha channel, Raj Sabha channel. So these are the channels where quality talks are there, and their panelists are very good as compared to the other media houses. So what I feel, these are the basic things, the basic pillars that you have pointed out, and definitely the students and all the aspirants would be benefited by this talk. Besides, I am also asking you one question, that India caters the maximum youth in today's world, even more than China. And we have, largest democracy also, we have more population also, and that is a gift as per se. But when I talk about the equal opportunity, according to the constitution, but in practically how it is feasible, how it is possible, because one person is sitting in the remote village from where I belong. I belong from a Mithila land that is known as Manipur. It is a very, like, near to Nepal border. So I think if my father would not have been in the education department and so forth, I could not have come for Delhi University for pursuing the education. I mean to say. So what is your suggestion? What is your viewpoint that okay, this is the equal opportunity across the nation from Tamil Nadu to Manipur. Everyone can apply with 100 rupees and he can become an IAS officer. But practically, how it is possible? And moreover, in the coming, this is, as we are living in the pandemic time, that is Corona crisis, how technology can really benefit the student who is sitting at a remote village or in the city or the metropolitan cities like Bengaluru or Delhi, Kolkata, Chennai, and all. First thing. Second thing is also important, the selection of institutions, selection of books, selection of guide, because sometimes what happens that students are confused. I can share one of my examples that even doctors' sons are confused. Sir, what subject I have to take, what optional I have to take. They said, okay, you just take whatever you want, because they don't have that much of expertise in this thing. So primarily and precisely, I have put up three questions. The first thing, the how maximum youth should get the equal opportunity. Second, how technology can be benefited for them in this Corona crisis. Third, that in what way and how to approach a particular organization. And last, that is also important, like your organization, Gyan is doing very great job. When I came to know with you and other fellow guys, it's really tremendous job. Gyan can also take a lot of things in expanding all these things, that, okay, these are the 10 books or 5 books, or these are the things that you can explore and you can read the things. Definitely you can become an IAS officer. What I am saying, that even one person, as it is said that one person, one man, one pen can change the entire whole world. What I say, that Mr. Anand Kumar, on the same line in Patna, he is producing a lot of technocrats, IITs. It is on the record. It is nothing fake, and everything is a very perfect manner. So what I am saying, why not even Gyan can participate? One of the institutions from the Kerala, he has also started to impart quality education in the Middle East or in the Gulf, those who want to become an IFS officer, IAS officer. So I think these are the holistic questions and holistic reply I want to know from you, so that our viewers and especially the youth will be benefited, sir. Mr. Lal, sir, please.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Jha. You have asked so many questions at one go. I will start from the first question you said about the equal opportunity. You rightly said India is very multi-language, multi-caste, multi-religion, as well as urban, rural, rich, poor nation. We have so much divides, but parents and the children are same. The value education, any parent, and it is, I will not agree with you for one thing. Rather, I will add that if we will say that rural student cannot break or crack the civil services, no, it's not like this. How we can forget about the civil service? Even a person like Lal Bahadur Shastri, who used to cross the river every day to go to the school, became the Prime Minister of India, head of all the civil services.
Yeah,
It is the determination, it is the value education given by the parents of the our former Prime Minister Lal Bahadur Shastri. So our parents, we have that culture with us. That is why our bureaucracy is termed as the best bureaucracy in the world. Reason is very simple, because apart from the knowledge apart from the knowledge what we are having of the day, we have the value, knowledge, education in us. We have the culture, and that culture gives the right form to us, that we can control anything, we can do anything. So any students who is in a remote village, first thing the parents should give the value education. And today, as you have mentioned about the technology, the second question, if I will club both the questions. Today, the technology is so advanced. You have the internet almost every village. Otherwise, there are centers started by the government in all the states, all the cities, all the panchayats, gram panchayats. You can go there. You can sit there, spend some time, and try to connect you the internet, but utilize it. Again, I will say there is a use and misuse. There is a very thin line in between use and misuse. Try to use the internet, the social thing, in a very, very good manner, not in a way where generally people are using nowadays. People are sending WhatsApp messages. If you are aspiring to be a civil servant, please utilize it. The technology is your tool. It's an ad. Technology is not your boss. You are the boss. And if you think that if I want to be a civil servant, I must try to learn, try to take full advantage of the technology by connecting yourself. As you have mentioned about the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha channels, yes, this technology, even if you are sitting in a remote village, today these channels are available freely in all the everywhere in the India. Doordarshan channel and this Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha, everywhere. Try to watch these channels. Go on all the newspapers are available on e-form. So you can very well see on the internet, read them, but read the things which are really required for your civil services. Read the presidential addresses, which I mentioned to you. Read those things, even the books. Today we have so many economists, Dr. Bimal Jalan, Raghuram Rajan, many. We have two Nobel laureates, recent Nobel laureates. Read them. Everything is available there. If we will read them, we will come to know what is. So we cannot say that knowledge is only in the urban area. So Mr. Jha, a student who aspires to be a civil servant, there is no limit. He can very well tackle, he can very well go for that by using the technology. So technology and yes, I can understand 50 years, 40 years before, but it was not like this. I can give you my personal experience. My elder brother, he was the first person to be selected from district, although it was not a village, it was a district at that time. But because, as you mentioned about the language, at that time, English was the main language. But because we are from a Hindi belt, and it was very difficult to crack the IAS or IPS or allied services, but he cracked it because of the value education given by the parents. And that's why I always emphasize that civil servants who are there today, they are there because of their parents, because of the guardians. So if a person is in a rural area, in any the economic no difference. Only thing is your determination, your intention. If your intentions are clear, you can. So these two questions I have, I tried, I'm sure that I have given. What was your next question, Mr. Jha?
Yeah, next question, how Gyan can be the part of
No,
the.
that was the last question. Before that, one more question you have asked.
Okay, okay. It was related to the all the how to collect the resource, the books, the coaching institute, to whom
Yes,
you have to approach.
yes. See, as far as coaching classes or institutions are concerned, that is required only once you become a graduate. Now, till the graduation, your knowledge, because graduations, there is few subjects you are going to select. But your knowledge for a civil service is knowledge, not those subjects. Your knowledge has to be in all the subjects. If you are selected political science, economics, or social sciences, you require to know what is happening in medical science. Today, everybody knows this COVID-19 has taught a lesson how a DC or a DM or a SP or a police commissioner, they have to handle the situation where this is a medical emergency. It's a medical pandemic. It's not a thing which is for administration. Nobody was knowing this. So if any DC or any IS or IPS or any other allied service officer says, no, no, sir, we have not read this. No, it means your knowledge in medical field, engineering, or the collector or the DC is the head where he or she has to see the work of a PWD. They have to see how the bridges, how the roads are being taken out. The map. So it means their knowledge. So till the time of graduation, my advice to youth is, please keep your ear, eyes, mouth, everything open. Because I am saying something which is against the law of Gandhiji, our father of nation. Father of nation says, close your ear. Yes, for all the bad things, close. But for the good vibes, good things, you have to open your ear. You have to open your mouth. You have to open your eyes. Because if you see good, if you hear good, you will speak good. So I will say, if you want to become a good administrator, you want to become a civil servant, please keep everything open so that you can see what is happening today. Only absorb, as per our father of nation, only good things. So your brain should work as a filter. Please filter those things out. So much thing is coming. Filter them out. Only absorb that thing which is required. You have the aim, you should have an aim like Eklavya, like Arjun. You have mentioned about coaching institute. Eklavya, we have an example. Eklavya was not having any guru even, but he made a point. Why not? I can also be a expert in, and he became expert. Similarly, if you have that aim, so up to the graduation, you must concentrate and see to it that you will be having the knowledge whatsoever is required. Now coming to the coaching institutes or academies. Why we require coaching institutes and academies now? Because there are 1 million students who have appeared in films. Then they will be selecting, you can correct me, I think about 2 to 3 lakhs are going for mains. How many are going for mains, Mr. Jha?
So less than 10,000.
For mains?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And for the interview?
They have like 2.5, so it becomes like 2,700, less than 3,000.
Okay. So when this is the situation, it means when you are appearing from the films, you should know how to write. You might be having full knowledge. Students have full knowledge because whatsoever you have learned, whatsoever your parents have given you in bites, whatsoever your teachers, professors have given. Now, how to do the practical, how to make it in a proper way so that your selection from films to the main is criteria. Now that writing you have to learn from some experts, because till the under graduation you are writing as per the course there. you are writing as per the examinations which are taking place. But when you are going for the civil service exam, you know what to write and how to write. That is very important. And that guidance are required. For that, my advice is, please consult. Even if you want to aspire for a civil service, go to any civil servant serving in your district, whether DM, GC, IS, IPS, IRS, any civil servant. They are, I know personally, many of them, they give, always they give time. And you just ask them how we take the guidance from them, and they can also guide you which academy or which civil is good for you, because you have to see many factors. One is your financial condition, another is where you are situated, how you are. Suppose there is an academy in Mumbai or in Delhi, where you and you are staying somewhere far, whether you want to go there or not, is it feasible or not. And thirdly, the credentials of that academy, which today it is available on net also, one can very well check. But good advice can be given by some serving officers, and they are kind enough to advise you. Once you have that advice, go to the academy, go to the coaching institute with a very clear motto that you have to come to the mains. You have to crack. You have to be not only the films. And that, once you have that motto, start studying there. I know that though many of my friends or my brother and many of his colleagues, they used to learn, they used to study for 12 to 15 hours. Now, studying is okay, but are you studying which is going in your brain? That is very important. Like somebody is singing, fine, but are you singing from your heart? Then only people will appreciate your singing. So similarly, if you are reading something, please read and see to it that it should go in your subconsciousness. Because if you are reading something, if it is entering in your subconsciousness, tomorrow when you are going to write as per the guidance given to you, your subconsciousness will immediately tell you what to write, how to write. So that is why the coaching institutes are required when we are talking till the prelims to the main. Yes, Mr. Jha.
Yes, about the Gyan also I told.
Yeah. Now, yes, what we are doing in the Gyan, before that, you have not mentioned about the interview.
Yeah.
That is also important, because if a student will reach up to that level, then comes the interview. And interview is a very, very important thing. Those who are going to take your interview knows very well that you are intelligent enough. That's why you have been reached to this level. So they are not going to test your intelligence. They want to test your confidence. They want to test your honesty, your truthfulness, your administrative power. That is the test. And there, your communication skills are required. If you are going for interview, my suggestions are, whatsoever dress you are wearing, if you are a boy, you might be wearing a shirt, a pant, or jacket, a tie, whatsoever. And if you're a girl, a salwar, suit, or a sari, or whatsoever dress you are wearing, it should be nice, dignified, clean. I'm not saying expensive, clean, well ironed, and looking dignified, like you might have seen, every youth might have seen how a collector is dressed, how a DC or a DM is dressed. I will not say about the ISP or the others, because the face is SPs all generally in the uniform. So, but the collector, they always dressed very nicely, decently, dignified. Same dress you must wear, means if you are wearing shirt, it should be pressed, ironed properly, and go there with full confidence. Okay, talk to them. If they ask any question, Just roll it in your mind. Take seconds, minute, no problem. Don't be in hurry. Don't react immediately. If you know the answer, give the answer confidently. If you don't know the answer, say confidently, sir or madam, I cannot answer this because I have no knowledge about it. Because I know what I was told, although I never appeared for these types of interviews, but what I was told is that the interviewer wants to see your honesty. They also know that a student or a candidate cannot be knowing everything on the earth, and they can ask any question on the earth. So, but they want to see your honesty. They want to see your confidence. You should not think that they are something and it's going to be end of my life tomorrow. No, there is tomorrow. There is always a tomorrow. And for that, your confidence level should be there. You must just roll it in the brain. If you know the answer, give answer confidently, slowly, easily, without shouting, without raising your voice. That is what they want. How you can. Secondly, they will see your honesty. They will see your truthfulness. This is how the interview should be faced. But for that, again, I will advise all the youth, please either talk to some senior officers who have worked or who have been selected. Senior doesn't mean the seniority in the post. Senior means who have been selected, and after that their training, they have been posted. They might have been the first posting, or go to an academy, go to an institute, because they have the expertise. They are churning out every year. They are giving the proper training how to face the interviews. And once you will get, then you can be lucky to be selected in first 900 or 1,000 person to rule the, to not rule, to serve the country, to serve the country. And one thing, again, I will repeat, please mind it, if you are going with this aim that I have to rule or I want to enjoy the power, please don't even think for going for the civil services. It is not easy. Most tough services in India, whatsoever we see, it's all glamour. It's like a Bollywood. You are seeing that a hero is, no, the actuality, you see the shooting, how much time, how much pain, how much labor they are doing. Same thing for the civil services. For us, all festivals are very important. Diwali, Eid, Christmas, everything. Ask a civil servant. You can ask a police officer. Are they celebrating with their family? No. They are on roads. In this corona pandemic, we all were in lockdown, staying at our home. What about the police? What about the administration? Where were they? They were on roads. I happened to discuss this point with one of the IPS officer recently. I will not name right now. And she came on my show and she said, today people are saying because of the lockdown, there was a very good law and order. Nothing happened, no crime. She said, it's not like this. It was because we were on roads. The police force was on roads. Otherwise, when there was no one, who is going to take care of your business premises? Anyone can go and loot. Nobody is there. Everybody knows that the shops are closed. So these civil servants are doing job which is very, very remarkable. So if you have that type of feeling in you that you will become a 24/7 servant till you retire, again, I am repeating, you should not say that once you become a secretary, it's no, secretary or principal secretary or cabinet secretary or additional secretary, additional chief secretary or chief secretary. It's very, very responsible work. They are working 24/7. So that is. Now coming to the point of Gyan. Yes, Gyan is a foundation which we have started, Global Youth Activity Network, where we are connecting the youths globally, whether you are in a village, whether you are in a city, whether you are in a state or in India or abroad. Youth is youth. And as you rightly said, India is full of youths. We have a majority of youths. As per the data, about 93 point few percent youth population is there in India. That is one of the plus point for the mortality rate in Corona. But we have to channelize them. We have that positivity. You mentioned that we have so much population. That is a very good thing. Yes, this is an asset. The youth is not liability. The population is not liability to the country. If we channelize them, if we use them properly, we can be a global leader. We can be a global leader because we have the youth power with us. So the GYAN, what GYAN is doing, they are channelizing them. We are training them in institutions or in college. We are allowing them, like I will give you example. Every month, every day, I am doing my media conference where I am calling the dignitaries, those either former bureaucrats, sometimes present police officers, former or the retired justices of Supreme Court, high courts, leading advocates, leading doctors, medical practitioners, from all the sects of society. But 2 days in a month, minimum, we are keeping for the students, where we are involving students from Pan India. We are taking them like 15th of August, 2nd October, 5th of November, 15th October. We are involving them. Why? When we ask them to come on the program, live program, a student, if suppose the topic is Professor APJ Abdul Kalam, it means that youth or the student has to learn that. The entire family has to learn that. If a student is of 3rd standard, 5th standard, 10th standard, the entire family is involved. That is what we want. We want that the youth and through youth, the entire country should be involved. Like I am going to do a program on 14th of this month on Children's Day. Or on 27th November, I am doing on Organ Donation Day. Generally, the program of Organ Donation Day is where we call those experts, medical experts, to discuss. Here we are involving the youth, the children, the students. Now, I suggest, as Mr. Jha says, as aspirants, the civil servants, you please subscribe those channels which are giving you the positivity. It is very attractive to watch something negative. It is always very attractive. But you are going to be if you want to be a civil servant, this is not the thing to see. You have to go for the positivity, because the positive mind can be a creator. Negative mind is a destroyer. And you being a creator, you are going to create new things. You are going to execute the things in a district or in a state or the country. You require positive mind, not the negative mind. You do not want to destroy your district. You do not want to destroy it, come out with some legislation, something which is going to ruin the country. No, the bureaucracy role is a very, very positive role. So for that, the GYAN is doing. And like Mr. Jha you have mentioned, and I know that what you are also doing, apart from your academy, you are also involved in so many discussions, positive discussions, where you are calling the dignitaries and talking to them. If those things people just watch. The other day I was talking to a very, very senior bureaucrat.
Yeah.
Again, I would not like to name.
Yeah,
and he told me, Mr. Goyal, whatsoever the dignitaries coming to your show, if you just compile what they are speaking and give them, that is a very good thing for the youth. Because if youth will hear what a retired justice from the Supreme Court has said, what a top medical tech doctor has mentioned, what a top advocate, legal luminary has spoken, what a bureaucrat has spoken, definitely that's a very good lesson. I only say to youth, please learn what Vivekananda has said. After all, he was asked to speak on a subject extempore, and that subject was given with the intention that he will not be going to speak for a word, a sentence, and everybody knows that zero. And then he spoke and he spoke and he spoke. That is what every youth should know. Any subject, anything given, you must have that confidence. You can speak. That is only possible if your mind is full of positivity. And for positivity, you must watch those shows, you must read those things which are positive. And that's why if you see our culture, whether you are of any religion, Hindus, Ramayana, Bhagavad Gita, Quran, Muslims, Bible and Christianity, they were imbibed in our culture from the childhood. And all these religious books always give positivity, no negativity. Although there are characters, negative characters are there, but everybody knows the role the positivity plays. So our role as a Gyan is to impart the positivity in the society. And I'm sure that this same thing is required today for all the youths. If you are going for civil services, please, this is must. It was earlier also and now also. Yes, Mr. Jha.
Yeah, as you have rightly said, a lot of pragmatic approaches that are required for a vibrant civil servant in a democratic like in India. It's very true that you have thrown the light on a different topics, maybe it like language or integrity, personal thing, particularly the rural students also having the same opportunity with coming of the IT sector. That is very true. One of the most important things that you are an iconic person, and time and again I have been saying that you are driving and you have discussed a lot of things every day. That gives me motivation also, and other students also. That is very true. So what keeps motivation? Because what happens nowadays, youth are also dejected, frustrated when he or she does not get the proper result, and after going up mains and interview. So what is the ignition point? How a person can be motivated that, oh yes, I can do this, I can achieve anything, what I can do to my best of my knowledge. We have a lot of examples like you have rightly said, Lal Bahadur Shastri, ex-Prime Minister of India, Dr. Kalam is also an iconic person, and Radhakrishnan also, I was reading about him. Radhakrishnan also started the same things and a lot of things. And this education gives a kind of what I feel it's the rebirth. The books are really a kind of giving rebirth when any person reads anything that imbibes and your person becomes changed, your personality becomes safe, and everything is out there. So I think the motivation is needed. I think because you have told me that 24/7 you have to work. A person because bodily, biologically we all are same across the world. I read one story when ex-president of United States of America, he had to go from one part of the another part. So most of the times without his shoes and everything, he slept in the plane and he tirelessly working during the election campaign and also. What I feel that this is the motivation. This is the philosophy that any person drives, whether it is the prime minister or the president or a farmer or a scientist, any strata of the society, including you and me also. So it is also important for the civil service aspirants also to keep motivated. Okay, this because there are only 4 attempts for general category that is required, and after that they cannot appear as compared to the OBCs and SC/ST because it depends 4, 5, and some of them 6, 7, and all. So what keeps motivated? I have seen personally, Mr. Goyal, that in the 4th attempt anyone becomes top. In the 3 attempts, he could not compete, but in the last attempt, he becomes the topper, 1 to 10, 1 to. So what is the ignition point? What would be the right way to keep motivated? One thing. Second, The communication part is also that you have already elaborated, but I feel the communication is very important, and what exactly the communication is there. And motivation part is also, I recall that Barack Obama grandfather told him that, okay, you go to you study there, you become a lawyer, you can become the president of United States of America. So Barack Obama had quoted it that it was my grandfather, not my father. It was my grandfather who motivated me to go US and all. He migrated from Africa to there and all. So what I feel that what is the motivational point that you yourself keep motivated, and how a civil servant aspirant can be motivated, and in what way the communication can be achieved, because I think it is the greatest tool and means of the communication for any kinds of job, whether it is civil services or in politics or any kind. Even Mahatma Gandhi was a great communicator. So it is a psychological things that gives a kinds of, the long lasting things and all. It is communication through which we have been interacting, and you have been interacting with a lot of people. So what exactly my family members always says about your communication, that how much you are doing communications and everything in such a polite manner, everything can be very attractive. So what are the tools for motivation and communication, sir? Please, please tell us, sir.
See, Mr. Jha, when you have given the name of Sarpalli Dr. Radhakrishnan. I still remember when we were child, and when he was the president of India, and at that time there was no television, and my father and mother, they used to put the transistor, which has started at that time, or the radio, because the electricity was a problem where we used to live at that time. So transistor, and they ask us, rather at that time they just push it, no, just listen how he is speaking. Although I can today very well confess that 90% what he used to speak, I was not understanding at that time, at that age. But yes, it imbibed the things, because then we understood when we grow why our father was saying this thing. Because if we get that type of motivational speeches from Dr. Radhakrishnan, those speeches are very motivational. That's why initially in the first I said we must ask for all the aspirants to read the speeches of all the presidents which are available on net. And not only India, you can read the speeches of Lincoln, Barack Obama, whosoever, and you can see how they are giving the motivation to a person. Now, how to motivate, or how I am working, you have asked me. Yes, I believe in one thing: whatsoever you are doing, enjoy it. Enjoy fully. Think that you are the king. If you are working even I will say, if I have to work in a very, very small place, I am enjoying. You want to know, I started my career as a contractor with 400 rupees in my pocket that I borrowed from one of my known person. Although it was not that, I belongs to a very, I'm a good family, because my father was a leading doctor at that time. But I wanted to be something. And for that, I was enjoying. I know the hard work. I have seen the hard work. Even I was traveling in a goods trains, that guard compartment, because I was doing in the railway contractorship. I was sitting there. It was open from all the sides. A commode is there in the same compartment. But I was enjoying. So whatsoever work you are doing, don't think that is a small or a big work from the childhood. If you start enjoying this thing, then you will enjoy everything. Now, when you are applying for the civil service, you study 12 to 15 hours, but enjoy. Enjoy studying. Don't think that it is a task. No. This you are doing because you are enjoying. And yes, you know that if you will be selected, you will have more responsibility. So enjoy every moment of life. Today, as you rightly said, at this age of mine, I am working for 15 hours a day. And that is because 13 hours is on my mobile screen time, 2 hours on laptop, minimum for one day. But now, like today, it is increased. And 15 hours a day I'm working, I enjoying. Many of my friends, my family, this is why you are wasting your time, so much time, you require sleep. I'm enjoying. No compulsion, nothing. This is what the Mool Mantra. If you want to be a civil servant, don't think that my parents forced me, so I want to be a civil servant. No, then please don't go for that. Every parent wants his or her son or daughter to be on top. That is the common phenomena. No parent can think that my son or daughter should not do well. No. But you have to choose your own path. You are youth, and path should be positive. See what you are enjoying. Don't say that I am doing cheating, so I'm enjoying. No. Your subconscious or conscious will say you are doing wrong work. So do the work, enjoy the work. And if you are enjoying, nothing. Mahatma Gandhi, you have mentioned what I read, because we were not at that time. When India got independence, everybody was enjoying. Where was Mahatma Gandhi? He was in a basti.
Yeah.
And he was sitting there solving the problems. That is pursuit to happiness. If you want to be happy, if you want to become something, your happiness should be that you are, whatsoever you are doing, you are a writer, enjoy writing. You are an actor, enjoy acting. We have a legend among ourselves. We have not one, many. We have Lata Mangeshkar ji. We have Amitabh Bachchan. At this age, he's working. People say only 1.5 hour, 1 hour show. No. See, it's not easy to come out on a show for 1 hour. I know today I am doing for 1.5 hours. How much exercise, how much mental exercise, how much physical I have to do every day. Think of him. So if we have so many idols in front of us, even today, the president-elect of US, he's of 74 years old. So if he can become a president at this age, why not everyone? If we start enjoying. But enjoyment doesn't mean that your enjoyment will infringe the other person's enjoyment. That is the basics even of democracy. I am free doesn't mean that what I should do, I will do. I can speak anything. Whether it is hurting anyone else, I am not bothered. No. Similarly, if you are aspiring for your exams, you must work hard, enjoying, with full of enjoyment. Enjoy eating. When you are eating, enjoy eating. When you are working, enjoy working. But if you are doing something under compulsion, no. So my only motivational thing is enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. Enjoy the thing which you are doing. Studying, enjoy. Appearing for exam, enjoy. You will be successful. Even if you are not successful, if you are failed in first attempt, second, no problem, enjoy. As you said, the day will come. After all, we are, Bhagavad Gita has said, karam karo, phal ki chinta mat karo, because we don't know. I am asking one very clear thing. Anybody was expecting about this coronavirus? No. People have established their business houses. People have constructed homes. People have purchased so many things. Everything is stand still. But I have done so many shows. I found even the homemakers, they said the happiness which we got during lockdown. Many people were cribbling lockdown. No, why? Why you are frustrated? Enjoy this lockdown. Enjoy the nature. Enjoy how the pollution has gone away during the lockdown. Enjoy the discipline. So everything, if you will enjoy, definitely there is nothing which you will not motivate you to work hard, and you can be a successful, not only as in the exams, but will a successful administrator once you will be a civil servant. in India.
Yeah, so Mr. Goyal, you have rightly said a lot of things regarding Gandhi, what he has written also in his book and autobiography by the Gandhi. Even you have rightly said about the personal freedom that, J.S. Mill in his book on liberty, he has said the same thing. So you have touched upon a lot of different kinds of things, and particularly at the age of 74, US president has been elected. It's really a motivation for all of us that in India, we think that after 60, we are retired. But I think it is the motivation from the people like you and other senior citizens also we can have
I will just
that.
stop you here. Why we should see the motivation from our own country, our own prime ministers, whether he was Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, whether he's our Manmohan Singh ji, or our honorable prime minister, Mr. Narendra Modi. They are working like anything. We just see that they are coming, and no, they are the work, how much they are doing. So motivation we can get from anyone at any time. And I will just remind you, Mr. Jha, today you told me half an hour, 30 minutes. Then you stretched, and before we started brainstorming, you said, Mr. Goyal, 40 minutes, 45 minutes. And I can see my watch, it is almost 70 minutes.
So
Yes.
this is the theory that you have propounded, the enjoyment that we all are enjoying the talk. So definitely time is running out, time is very limited for everyone, and definitely I have to take care within few minutes. I am going to wind up the things, and definitely you have rightly said that it is all the enjoyment that we have to take, and we have to be motivated within the things that all energy is within. It is well said, and that is why either Mahatma Buddha's philosophy was very important. Be your own light. Atma Deepak Bhav. This is what the Mahatma Buddha has said. And I think this is also our philosophy that we have to be all the times motivated. And that's very true for ourselves also, for the new generations also, that he or she has to take care from all other source of energy. Last but not the least, that all things that you have discussed, we all have discussed in a different ways. Everything is very relevant and very sparkling, torch bearing. Everything is out there, inspirational kinds of things that you have shared with our viewers. But one last thing, and in this talk shows that you have to share, that what is your message, what kind of message you want to share with the budding generation of this country, budding youth of this country, so that in Dr. Kalam's view, when I read his book, Wings of Fire, that India is of my dream. Even Mahatma Gandhi used to say this, that up to 2020, India would have been developed, particularly in the scientific temperament, particularly in the fields where we have to do a lot of works in the sector of health, education, quality education. We are still behind in the quality education and inclusive kinds of education that. And I was reading yesterday also about the Hobbes, Locke, and Rousseau. Hobbes was talking about the state responsibilities. There were four responsibilities of the state: to provide the health, education, quality education, and all sort of things that the state has to provide. Not state is going for the rule. And since the civil servants are also the part of the ruling elite, ruling society, so they servant, the civil sevak, so that they can do in a better way. And what the aspirations we did have at the time of our the constitution when it was framed. So finally, what is the message for the youth so that they can keep motivated, and India would be, in your words, that very developed and the best guru kinds of things that you have rightly said in your talk. So last, you have to mention this, and then we'll wind up, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Jha, for my last words when you want me. First thing is for the youth, please understand your power. You can build, you consider yourself that you are the main person, or you are the ruler of this country. Consider, just think of your family, how your parents, how they are managing your family. They've managed the family. Similarly, once you want to be the civil servant, you must have to consider that tomorrow you are on a position where by one stroke of your pen, you can harm or benefit many people. You must learn how to give, not to take. If you have that feeling of giving, you will get immense pleasure in yourself. Then you will really enjoy. And giving is required not only at the time of your exams, even till the last. Secondly, you must, whenever you are working or whatsoever you are doing, you must consider, if you are serving, even if you are serving a company, think yourself that you are the boss of that company. Your heart should bleed if anything goes wrong in that company. Similarly, when you are a civil servant, your heart should bleed if anything goes wrong for the country. Then only you can be a successful person in your life. Don't think that you cannot do it. Everyone has the power. Only thing is that you have to ignite your power in a positive manner. We have social media with us. Utilize it properly, positively. And once you will start using the social media positively, you will enjoy. And then you can use this social media positively, even for your examinations, whether it's for civil service or any examination. Even afterwards, you can enjoy this social media for a very, very good deeds. And that's what the communication skills you can develop by using social media in a proper way. And my only message is, we have spent our time. Now we are on a bonus. Our life is on bonus. You are there. You have to run the country. You think, and for that, learn good things. Even a bad person, if you don't like him, just see what good quality he's having. He or she might be not a good person according to you, but some good qualities. Even in a Hindu mythology, Ravan was treated as a very bad person, but he was a very knowledgeable person. So take those qualities, good qualities from everyone, from your family, your friends, your colleagues, and only imbibe good qualities in you that can help you. And one more thing which I can say, we consider ourselves that we can teach, we can give sermons to others. No, you are the right person as a youth to learn what you think is right and what you think that it's very positive for the benefit of you, for the society, for the country, and the whole world as a whole. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lal Goyal Sahab. You have rightly said a number of things, and particularly like language, then a lot of things like the subject and communications, motivation, a number of topics that Mr. Lal Goyal has given great insight for the students and the budding youth of the country. I wish that this talk will be definitely beneficial for all the budding youth, and particularly the people like me also. When you get inspiration from others, so it was a very nice talk with you, Mr. Goyal Sahab. Thank you very, very much for my talk shows. Once again, thank you from core of my heart. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Jha, for inviting me and giving me opportunity to address the youths and especially the aspirants for the civil services. Thank you very much.
Sir, sir. Likewise, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.